We got Joanne Calderwood here on the program. She's going to be fighting Ariane Lipski coming up here at UFC on ESPN Plus on January 19th. Jojo, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. Not everyone asks how I'm doing, so I like that. And I wanted to start first. I know you're pretty active on social media, and I saw you had that photo there with Sarah Kaufman getting to train with the Invicta champ. How's that been, just having that luxury of fighters coming into Vegas and getting to train with different fighters?
It's amazing. Like, I'm really grateful that she could come out, especially at this time of the year. Not everyone wants to leave their family or travel on Christmas time. So, yeah, it's going great. It's only been day 2, but yeah, yesterday we had sparring, and it's really great. And she's a great training partner, and I'm looking forward to her seeing me out for my next few weeks of the end of my camp.
And I have a feeling we'll see Sarah back in the UFC pretty soon. She kind of got a raw deal, with some of those fights towards the end, but it's good to see you getting to work with her. And I wanted to ask you about Syndicate because I know you've been training at a couple different gyms over the years. I know you were at TriStar. What was the connection to Syndicate? How did you end up training there?
So basically, I came to Vegas for the UFC PI. I had been speaking to Clint, the nutritionist, at the start of the year, and I just got on really well with him, and I liked what he was doing, and I felt like I could see changes and stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go out to the PI and see what there is to offer, and then I can, because I was looking for a new gym anyway. So obviously the kind of top 2 gyms were Extreme Couture and Syndicate. So I kind of started looking online, and I really liked John's kind of pad work, so that kind of drew me in. And then I could see that he had a good few flyweights and girl fighters, so that was one thing that I wanted to change in my environment. So I wanted to be able to train with girls, because most of my career I've just trained with guys, so that was another thing. And so I gave it a few weeks, and I liked it, and I was like, yeah, I can see me being happy, and I can see where I want my career to go. So yeah, and the rest is history.
How long have you been there now?
Since March this year.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah, it has been a while. I was trying to remember the exact date. And I guess I know in the past when you've had fights come up, you just go there and train there. But are you actually living in Vegas now, or is it just something temporary?
Yeah, I'm living here. I've not got my citizenship, but I'm working towards that. And yeah, I can't see me being anywhere else. I love what I have around me, and I can't see me moving.
And I live in Canada, and I've been to Montreal before. I know how pricey it can get to find an apartment or something. Is the prices a little bit cheaper in Vegas? Because I hear real estate's not that bad out there.
Yeah, it definitely is. And well, I was kind of lucky in Montreal. I just kind of lived round the corner from the gym, but it was kind of like in the slums. So I've kind of maybe Vegas it's similar, but at least I have the sunshine, and it's in a kind of better
It's
area.
not even close to being cold. Yeah, I was gonna
No.
say those Montreal winters are pretty brutal. I know I've had to experience a few of them myself, so that must be a nice bonus to have that. Let's talk about your fight career. Obviously, you fought in August. That was the last time we saw you in the cage. Were you looking to get another fight this year, or was the plan to always fight in 2019?
Yeah, I was looking for another fight this year, and I'm lucky enough that January isn't that far off. Uh, But yeah, I definitely wanted to. The start of the year, my goal was to have 2 fights this year, so that didn't happen. But at the same time, I can't really be bummed because January is not. It's only a few weeks away.
And it's the first ESPN card. I know not the first ESPN card on the network side, but it's on the Plus app. That's still pretty cool. Must be pretty nice to make a little bit of history there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that opportunity, and especially now the cards just came together, and there's great fighters on there, so it's really going to be one to remember.
And we talked a lot about changes in this interview. I know one of the other things you've done recently is you linked up with one of the best in the game, managers-wise, Daniel Rubenstein at Ruby Sports and Entertainment. What was the connection there? How did you end up signing with him?
He has a really good relationship with Syndicate. He has a good few fighters there that he already manages. So it was just that we spoke, and I kind of like him. He's a good guy, and we spoke, and then we were like, yeah, let's do this. So now he's my manager, and now I can just harass him instead of going straight to the UFC and them hating me for messaging them every week.
Right. Yeah. And it takes the stress off that too. I'm sure during camp, you don't have to worry about anything. He'll take care of that for you. I know he's one of the best. I talked to a lot of his fighters. How long have you been with him? When did you actually put pen to paper?
Uh, Maybe like 2 months ago it was.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
okay, so it was pretty recent. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I always check his roster every once in a while because he's not a guy. He's not one of these managers that really puts himself out there too much. So I always have to kind of keep an eye behind the scenes. So I thought that was cool. This fight's at flyweight. We know that's your natural weight class. You like competing there as opposed to making that huge drop to 115. How nice is that to be able to train and not have to focus as much on the weight cut?
It's amazing. Like, I can now start having a healthy lifestyle, not just out of camp but in camp as well. So it's just like one, and especially in this game, you'll find this with a lot of fighters. We like blow up after our fights and then we shrink down, and it causes a lot of stress on your body. So I'm just grateful that I've got the knowledge now that I don't have to do that anymore, and I'm in a good place that I can be healthy all year round and have abs all year round, not just when it's fight week.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier. How do you approach this weight cut with the fact we have the holiday season? I imagine you're staying in Vegas for the holidays, I would think.
Yeah, I went home to Scotland last month just to quickly see my family before, because I knew I would be in fight camp and Christmas was coming up. So yeah, I'll be here for Christmas, and I mean, that's a good thing about flyweight. Like, I don't have to cut a lot of weight now, so I'll still be able to enjoy Christmas. And obviously, I'm not going to go too overboard. But yeah, there's not a stress there that I'm going to be like, oh man, I'm going to be eating spinach and 2 eggs for Christmas dinner.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a little bit easier, as they say. How do you feel like you match up against Lipski in this fight? There's a lot of hype behind her, coming over from KSW. She's got that 11-3 record. How do you feel like your skill set matches up against hers?
I mean, I just looked at our record there just now, and it's like she's not fought anyone that, like, if you compare our records, like, we're pretty much the same. Like, she's 13-3, I think, and yeah, so our records are pretty much similar. But the girls that she's fought, I've never even, like, no one jumps out at me. Whereas if you look at my records and like the people that I've lost to, like, they're up there and they have winning records, and they're well-known names. So I just feel like experience, and like, even for train wise, like, I've trained with better girls that she's fought. So I think it's gonna be a great fight. I'm not being cocky, I'm just being very confident with my skill set and where I am in my career, and I just feel like I'm going to get in there and it's going to be a great fight. But there's nothing that she can bring to the table that I've not seen before.
Talked about training partners a little bit there. Who are some of the main ones you get to work with on a regular basis outside of the ones that come in, like Sarah Kaufman?
My main training partner is Roxanne. We have a really good relationship, and she's in my division, so it's really good that we're the same weight and we show each other's weaknesses and also strengths. So it's really good to have her there, and yeah, it's good to have that every day and be able to train.
How do you see this fight playing out on January 19th?
I see myself going out and getting another stoppage and keep the ball rolling and have my third win at flyweight.
We talked about the significance of this fight, Lipski having a lot of hype and everything like that. This is a new division. Flyweight is wide open at the moment. If you get a win here, how close do you think you are to a title shot? I know that's crazy to say, but realistically, no one's really sort of made a statement to, make a case for a title shot other than Jessica I guess, if you look at the division.
Yeah, and I think Jessica is just done, I think she's just 3 fights, 3
Exactly.
wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my 2 wins before have been both stoppages, so I think I have a good chance. I just need to go in there and make a statement and get that stoppage. So I'll be looking to do that. And yeah, with this game, it's like if you go out there and make a statement, you can be next in line. So I'm grateful for that, because then you can skip the ladder, you know.
Exactly. What do you think of, I was going to ask you this because, you're a former strawweight. Joanne Jacek is ranked number 4 in that division. What do you think of that? Because she hasn't had a win at 125. I know she fought for the title, but it's kind of weird where they placed her a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like I watched that fight and I just see she was a strawweight, and I think she should stay at strawweight division. So yeah, it's weird the way they work the rankings. It doesn't make sense, and I don't think it will ever. We should just all fight and see who's the best, and that's it.
I agree. Last question before I let you go. Again, appreciate the time. What do you like doing on your downtime? I know in Vegas there's a lot of stuff that can distract you, but what are you doing when you're taking your mind off training and fighting and everything else?
I like going to the movies. Just went last night to see them all, and yeah, just it was good. It was entertaining, kind of predictable movie, but I like Clint Eastwood, and it was a good movie to watch and to take your mind off of training. So yeah, just stupid stuff like that, going to the movies and going bowling, or even last night we were thinking about going to play bingo.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
just silly things to take your mind off and get out of the house.
Do you watch any Netflix at all?
Yeah, actually, I'm watching. This is crazy because probably everyone's watched it already. American Horror Stories, but
Oh,
I'm
great
starting
show.
from the very start. So I'm trying to catch up with everyone. But that is what I'm watching right now, and it's a great show. I'm amazed at it.
Yeah, no, it's very different. You don't see a lot of shows like that. And I like how they do the different themes every season too. So it's kind of interesting the way they've done it. And speaking of great shows, this UFC ESPN card is going to be awesome. It's coming up here January 19th. Jojo, thank you so much for the time. It was great getting a chance to talk to you. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Thanks, James. Thanks for having me on your show. You can find me on Instagram, BadMoFoJojo, and Twitter, Dr. Neville. And yeah, I have no sponsors. If there's anyone out there that wants to sponsor me, they can get in contact with Danny, my manager, or myself. The help would be appreciated. But if not, tune in and see my fight on January 19th, and you'll see some violence and you'll see some bad mofo.